Hi everyone, I am just going to do a mixed media mashup, I can call it. I'm not sure what Becky called it, but she puts it as CWB, and this is number 3. I have the prompts written here. I'm going to start with Gesso. I'm using a paper that is fairly thin. It comes on a roll. I've had it for a long time and I need to use it, so I'm using it. So no mixed media paper here or anything fancy. It's just a regular sheet of paper. It comes on a roll like this. I cut it down. I'll probably just cut this into pieces when I'm done anyway. These are the other art. Now before you do your next prompt or step or whatever you're going to do on your paper, you should really let this dry away before you do your next step. And as most artists, I'm impatient, so I'm going to probably continue because I don't want to sit here with you live waiting for, let it get so dry. So that's my first step. Just to paint Gesso on and then let it dry. And I'm going to pause the video so this can dry better. Welcome back. The gesso is dry now, so I can continue. My first prompt is use a household item. So I have some curlers that make really nice circles. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hopefully I won't make this video too long. Color choices. There's too many. Let's try my old standby. It's neon pink. Let me know if I'm loud enough because I'm not wearing the mic. It is on, however, it's just not on me. I'm in a talkative mood today. Some of this might get covered up, so. Very good one. These work also on the jelly plate as well. Just inside. If you want inside, you can go crazy. And that is prompt number 1. Use a household item. Don't worry, I will use that for something. The next prompt is tissue paper. And I've already ripped it up in different colors. There. Figured I'd get the prep work done while this was drying. The easiest way to put tissue paper down, I find, is a glue stick. Now when you do this, I do recommend that if you want this not to come back up, is to seal your work once you're done and it's dry. Now hopefully you're not using too much watercolor stuff because that'll move unless you have some kind of spray to seal it, which I don't have. It would be nice to have. Although they say you can use hairspray. I can't handle hairspray. My asthma would not like it. And you just tear them up whatever way you want, or leave them home, just put one big piece. The whole idea behind this is to play and have fun. Well, this is another good way of making texture without having to buy any texture paste. You can find tissue paper almost anywhere. Dollar store, a party store. Or if you have white tissue paper, you can take dollar store fabric dye, or if you happen to be lucky enough to find that Easter egg coloring dyes, that'll work too. There's also another tissue called bleeding tissue, which has a dye in it already. And I've played with that. It's fun, messy, but fun. Okay, put in the last one in tissue paper, and we'll move on to the next prompt. I think you get the idea. With our size of paper, you can make it any size you want. Becca put hers in a book this time, which you can do as well. A whole book of mixed media mashup, or whatever you want to call it. Prompt game. Texture. The next one is texture, which is kind of funny because we're always talking about texture. Now you can make your own texture paste with a little bit of baby powder and white paint, or you can use spackle from the dollar store. There are many ways to make it. This, however, is a mixture that I made while I was waiting for it to dry. All I did was use clear glue. Doesn't have to be Elmer's, but that's what I found, and I got this at the dollar store. And then you can use eyeshadow, or if you happen to have pigment powder, which I have, you can color it that way, or you could use white paint and just mix it up. And I did add a little bit of baking soda, not baking soda, baby powder with it, which this baby powder is with cornstarch. So you could just use straight cornstarch if you don't like the smell of baby powder. like the smell of it better. And this is, it was a, no, this is still wet. We're going to put it here. This is a die cut that I have. And I figured I'd give it a shot for finishing when you use a small container like this. It's hard to get it out. Now, if you want this to dry before you go on to the next step, you're going to have to let it dry. Well, this isn't the best thing to use for the texture paste, but the texture on, but it will work. Let that dry. Of course, you could use a stencil as well. And just put it on. Now remember, my pink paint is still wet. Let's try this butterfly. There. My hand in the way. Sometimes I forget that I'm videotaping and you can't see what I'm doing because my fingers are in the way. Just put that on. It would be nicer if it was a little bit thicker because then it wouldn't run underneath your stencil. However, I'm hoping to get lucky and hope it doesn't get too far underneath. Not bad. Now you do need to wash your stencils after. Because the glue will dry hard and it won't come off. So go back to wipe it off. Put another piece of paper underneath and then you can get some more texture. Well, it's better to use hot water and soak it to get it all off. So I'm not too worried about it. It's a dollar store stencil. However, like I said, you're better off. Don't know if you can see it. It is very shiny. And I'm going to use a textured stencil. I can find it. One thing I didn't take out. Let's use some punchinella. Oh, that's a nice texture. Come over here. So I'm not going to make a long video, but if you're doing this, it's going to be long. Now, there. You get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to do a little bit more, but I'm going to pause it so the video won't be. Okay, I'm back again. This is still kind of sticky, but it's dry enough. Now the next prompt is tape. So you can use masking tape, washi tape, you can use double-sided tape, anything you want, she said, any tape you want. I'm trying not to make this video too long, so I'm going to try and make this quick. It's hard for me because I want to place things in such a way that I like them, but when you're doing this, you should just be thinking outside the box and just having fun with it. Well, when you use washi tape, not all washi tape sticks well. So my advice is that you use other glue to help it stay down better. Or as I said, just make sure you seal your piece. Now, I'm going to use more than one kind of washi tape. That's because I want to. This kind. I don't have much washi tape because I don't buy it very often, and I don't use it very much. I'd probably enjoy using it more often if I could find better washi here. See, it doesn't stick very well. And my texture paste, if you want to call it, or glue, and my mixture, I like to let it bubble up if you're going to use a heat gun. Gives you more texture. And texture you can't control. You could put more washi down if you wanted more masking tape or whatever tape you're using. But I'm going to stop here. And the next prompt is doodle. Now, I'm not very good at doodling. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm going to doodle. And of course the circles do help. There's a lot of ways of doodling nowadays. I mean, They have Doodle and all that stuff. I like it, but I don't have the energy or the time to concentrate on drawing. I'm not much of a drawer. I like mixed media. You can see my pens are dying, so it's another one of my issues of running out of pens. Which is fine. There we go. There's some doodle. Now you can do cross-hatching. You can do just simple dots. And you can make a border on the paper just by doing this. Simple. I like simple lines, so it's easier to do. Here, not really doodling. You color in the circle. All these pens I found at Dollar Tree. I'm in Canada, so you're not going to find the same stuff I find in the US. It's different. Now, I would love to have, what are they called? The doodle pens that everybody likes to use, or paint pens. And this is going to do double duty, because one of the other prompts is flowers. So I could turn all these circles into flowers if I wanted to. If I had a yellow, I could make it into a little sunshine. I don't have yellow, but I have gold. And with that, you just go like that. So again, these ones will need to dry. That's what we'll do with some. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of pink. There you go. Golden sun. Okay, so next prompt is watercolor. Sorry, watercolor. If I'm not loud enough. Now I found these at a Canadian dollar store, which is called Dollarama, and they are very cheap. And they're called quick dry paint sticks. So a girl qualifies as watercolor, but I'm going to use it today just for fun. I have other watercolors. I have these portfolios, and they work nicely. They're not as nice as your Cardon Neocolor 2. I've never had them, but from what I've seen, they are really nice. Or even those scribble sticks. Never had those either, but they look cool. Now you see what you know, what you can do when you have circles on your paper. Let's put some water in something. You're going to see it disappear with too much water. I actually want to just leave them the way they are, but it's just better. What I said they were cheap. I also use them showing up on camera when I make it splatter. My favorite way to add is to add something water soluble is to use my ink tents because they're permanent. Once they're dry, this is looking kind of crazy. Okay, what's the next prompt? Primary color, so I can use yellow, red, or blue. Well, if you were about this live, you could tell me what color to use. Well, this is just old deco art acrylic, crafter's acrylic. Now, I usually get them at Dollarama. However, right now, Dollarama has been out of paint for a very long time. Now you can use as much paint or as little paint as you want. Now normally I would use my heat gun to dry this, but I'm not going to because it's too much noise for me, I think, on the video. Now this little paintbrush can also be part of your doodling, because you can make dots with it. Yeah, swirlies like I just did. Lines. And doodle. Brush marks. And that's another way of doodling. Yeah, put my arm right in that. Oh, so that's my paint. My primary color. Yeah. Now I'm sure you can find other ways to do primary color. Either yellow paper or yellow scrapbook paper, whatever you have. Okay, now the next one, which is 8. Let's just use newsprint or junk mail. For me, I'm just going to glue down some of these strips. This is from junk mail. Now today, I wouldn't have any mail today anyway. A holiday here in Canada, or Labor Day weekend. Now you could be as strategic as you want, or not at all. And then you can use glue stick for this, it would dry faster. I like my glue bottle. If it's raised enough, you could also just cut out words, positive words that you like, or quotes or whatever, that you find in your mail. Now remember, it really doesn't matter where you put these things, because you can cut this up and use it in other ways. Okay, that's enough. You get the idea. Next one is the other prompt I mentioned earlier, flowers. So there's many ways. You can draw them, you can stamp them, you can stencil flowers, you can do whatever comes to mind. And I have, this is Stampin' Up! I got these from Carhartt a long time ago. It's called Little Pieces, and they work great for doodles or little marks. Now I'm going to use my archival ink just because it's permanent once they're dry. And I have these two colors here. That's just yellow. So, and I'm going to use the flower. It's flowers. So that one, and that one. I also have this too, which would be, I may put on a few of these too. I don't know. I don't want this video to be really long, so maybe I'll do that after. These are small stamps. They're not likely to show up when you're done. But it's fun getting there. Those flowers. Purple. I think these are from the different artist. I can't remember her name. The Sean or something. But I think it's very bright. I'm trying to put them in the same spot. Another trick that I like to do, if this turns out that it's too bright for you or for what you want to use it for, you can use some gesso on top or just white paint. You can water down the white paint. That way it'll mute the colors depending on what you're going to use this for after. Okay, so there's my flowers. The last prompt is sparkle. So there's 1,000 ways that you can have sparkle. And I made this earlier, and I was watching Gina Aaron's. This is where this comes from. She started a new video thing, and it's called Messy Journal, or the Messy Journaler. And she made this ink with her perfect pearls, and I have an overabundance. This is salt. What's in here is water, vinegar, and some salt. But the salt is what helps it to cure, and the vinegar, I guess, keeps it permanent. I don't know. I just made it today, and I used some of these, which I know I can't read them either, so, but they're like perfect pearls. It's all just pigment powder. And I got that with a whole bunch of polymer clay, which if you've got ideas to do with polymer clay that doesn't require a mold of any kind, because I don't have any molds. I also don't have a rolling pin for them. But I have used my paint bottle as a rolling pin. And that's what it made. Let's see it. See if I can get a good shot. It's very liquidy. Now I am not quite sure whether it's going to sparkle on here, but it is going to change it. So you could use a dropper as well. Or when you do your final coat, you can actually use like there's glitter Mod Podge you can use. You could use your what's it called? Matte medium and add glitter to it. That'll do it. Make sparkle. And it'll keep your glitter in so it doesn't get everywhere. But I'm just going to cover this whole thing. And when I'm done, I will come back and show you. Welcome back. There it is dry now. And I'm not sure the camera's going to show up. It is a little shiny. It's not quite, it's still damp. It's dry, it's just damp. But that's what I've done so far. Yeah, I'm never gonna leave it like this. I have to do more to it. It needs more. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'll probably do some more more of my bubble wrap and my homemade stamps. Maybe another stencil or two on top of this. And see what happens. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments below. I thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions on possibly my next video, or if you want to join me on a live, let me know. We can arrange something. And again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And these prompts came from Becca, from the Becca Creates. She does have a YouTube channel, yes, of course. Also a Facebook page, sorry. And another thing, if you want to join in the fun, catch her live when she does this. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. And like I said, anything you want to comment, please put it below the video. Take care everyone and be safe. And if you're in Canada, enjoy the long weekend.